Hey guys, E-Rock here from the BFC. On Sunday, January 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be hosting Reach Out Technologies CEO and all-in podcast host, Rick Jordan. So who the heck is Rick Jordan? I found this video on his website. I want you to check it out. Roll it.
There's a lot of people in this world that in their lives that don't have somebody to protect them, to stand up for them, to step in their place because they can't do something themselves. And that's where I feel like I've been put into this amazing position to where I can fight for the disadvantaged and those taken advantage of. For my country, for my clients, and my family. There needs to be a focus out there to help other people in business, in life, and in tech. That's what drives me in my core, is to help anybody else that's around me, especially those that are disadvantaged or those that are taken advantage of. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago with my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister. A lot of fun memories there. I mean, just two-car garage. Always had to share a bedroom with my brother. That was always fun. I do remember that my parents worked a lot, and they were really just hustling and trying to go after things. And then when my brother and sister were born, everything just shifted. My mom stayed at home, and I saw my dad really just trying to make ends meet. And seeing them struggle like that was something I never wanted to have to deal with. I played baseball for 9 years. That was the first thing that I really played consistently, to where I really learned what it meant to be part of a team. My dad was a musician to his core. He had a degree in music. That was his thing. He played in bands all over the place, played in clubs. He was a huge influence on me in music. He led bands in church. I started playing drums in church when I was just 10 years old with him leading the band. It was a lot of fun. Then I took up guitar because I saw him playing guitar in church. And then guitar ended up being one of my best instruments, and it's the most fun for me too. I remember my mom had gone out to be with my dad, who was airlifted to the University of Iowa Hospital from Chicago. He had a bone marrow transplant from his leukemia. He spiked a fever. And I remember at church when I was getting ready to play drums that morning, the church secretary came and got me and said, "Your mom's on the phone." I knew what the call was. He's on his last hours. So I picked up the phone and I said, "Hey, Mom." So she tells me he's not doing good. And she asked me, "Do you want to come out and see him?" And I was 16. And I asked a question back. I said, "Would he even know that I'm there?" And there was this pause on the phone. And she goes, "No," just in a super shaky, low voice. So then I don't see a point then. Then when he actually passed, and my mom and my uncle and my aunt just showed up at my house, and as soon as they walked in, I'm like, all right, it happened. Then in this few seconds when I walked out the door of my house, to where I just wanted to run away from everything, until I saw my uncle standing there. I really feel that I was just going to take off in that moment, because all this responsibility started to come down upon me, and I had next to no control over it. He grabbed me, put his arms around me, and just hugged me. And even just that hug is all I needed in that moment, to be like, you know what? I'm here for you, but I also know that you got this. At that point in time, it was like an immediate shift from being a kid into being a man. I went into this mode of, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to make sure that my brother and sister are okay? What do I need to do to make sure that my mom's okay? Because of that, because of my uncle, I don't run away from anything in life now. When my dad passed, my mom, it was just a big, huge hole in her life. Still during that time, I mean, she did what she could to provide for us. She still worked full time. What I did was I worked full time. I went to school. I got my brother and sister up in the morning because my mom was already at work. I would make sure they'd be fed, dressed, just making sure that my brother and sister were taken care of. And so I remember my mom was only making around $7 an hour. That's it. At that point in time, it was like an immediate shift in my life. I just really, really wanted to work. So I started at McDonald's. I was the fastest freaking drive-through order taker that ever existed at that place. After McDonald's, I worked in a warehouse. But 6 months after being there, they knew my background and said, hey, you know, this guy's not just somebody that can pack boxes, he's somebody that could actually maybe do some of the technical stuff too. That's where I cut my teeth in enterprise systems and really getting into cybersecurity, because I started to find a lot of flaws in their security measures, and I would be the one to solve them. Over the course of years, I never saw myself as being stuck in one place. It was always just trying to keep moving on towards the next bigger, better thing, like climbing that corporate ladder. And I did it. I love technology. The .com era was taken off, and I said, I'm doing this on my own. And I became an independent technology consultant. I did that for 3 years, and then I launched Reach Out Technology. Cybersecurity and technology is one of the best ways that I'm able to help anybody else that's around me, especially those that are disadvantaged or those that are taken advantage of.
Here with us, Rick Jordan.
Rick Jordan.
Rick Jordan.
Author of Situational Ethics.
My man, Rick Jordan. Rick, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
My book is Situational Ethics. It's all true stories from my life about how I have seen individuals being taken advantage of, and how somebody, and it's usually money, will cross over to the dark side and do something at the expense of another person to benefit themselves.
What's shaking? Welcome to the All In Podcast. Hey, I'm Rick Jordan.
My podcast, All In with Rick Jordan, was started because there needs to be a focus out there to help other people in business, in life, and in tech. It's to help other people in my industry, and it's to help people just general in life, entrepreneurs or people just trying to get to the next place in their journey. I started a mastermind for other managed service providers, those in the IT space, in cybersecurity, because the only reason I am where I am today is because of the mentors that I've had along the way. You always need someone to give you new ideas and guide you when you can't break through that next plateau, that next threshold, that next milestone in business or in life. Being an entrepreneur for me is never going to end. Whether it's what I'm doing right now, I doubt it's going to be the same thing I'm doing 5 years from now, because I always have to be creating. That's what I'm known for. I am the All-In CEO. I am Rick Jordan, and I approve this message.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to be hosting Rick. Going to be a good time. Be sure to join us on the 28th. And remember, guys, there is more that binds us than breaks us. Peace out.